the National Football League. Today, it's the New York Jets versus the Seattle Seahawks.
This is the Kingdome in Seattle, where the New York Jets are ready to take on the Seattle Seahawks, a team the Jets have not played since 1987. The building is a formidable foe. This Seattle Kingdome is said to be the loudest building in the NFL when the Seahawk fans rev it up. Today they'll have a new quarterback to cheer for because Jeff Kemp is starting for the injured David Craig. There is Jeff Kemp, the son of the former Congressman and Buffalo Bills quarterback Jack Kemp. Jeff, an 11-year veteran out of Dartmouth, but he's not started a game since 1988. He did get some playing time last week when David Craig went down with a fractured thumb. His counterpart for the Jets, who's had the hot hand over the years against Seattle, is Kenny O'Brien. He had a good game last week in the Jets' opening win over Tampa Bay, as the Jets won by a 3-point margin. They got a big game from their second-year runner, Blair Thomas from Penn State. Rushed for a career-high 92 yards on 23 carries. He could get the ball even more today. I'm Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at the Kingdome. The Jets 1-0, the Seahawks 0-1. And Blair Thomas, who carried the ball between 20 and 25 times a game at Penn State, told us before the game, the more I get it, the more I like it. And the Jets want to give it to him a lot, Trump.
It certainly takes a lot of pressure off Ken O'Brien in the offense when you've got a running back like Blair Thomas, who makes a lot of people miss, Don, and he also gains a great deal of yardage after that first hit. The true test of a running back in the NFL.
Jets have won the toss, and John Casey, a rookie place kicker from the University of Georgia, will kick it off. Don Odegaard is back deep now for the Jets, and the crowd starts up early. Casey, a left-footed kicker, boots it down to the goal line, and here comes Odegaard. Stand out. Special teams coverage by the Seahawks, and that ignites. Sold out. Kingdome Stadium, where 77,000 are here. There's the front line for the Jets on offense. Criswell and Eatman, the tackles. Cadigan and the road grader Dwayne White, the guards, and the center's Jim Sweeney. O'Brien, in his 9th year out of Cal Davis, starts at quarterback with Blair Thomas as runners and Brad Baxter, the fullback. Hoyer, the tight end, will come out when they go to the 4-wide set. Freeman McNeil, Chris Burkett, and Terrence Mathis come in to join the starters, Al Toon and Rob Moore. On first down, O'Brien throws a quick out and gets Al Toon, and Toon is out across the 20 to the 22-yard line and appears to have enough for a first down. As you look at the front 7 now, an 11-yard gain on that play of Seattle. Green, Hayes, Cortez, Kennedy, a player to watch. Second-year man out of Miami of Florida, the 3rd player selected in the draft a year ago. Wooden, Wyman, and Porter back the line. This is a tough team to run on. New Orleans averaged only 2 yards a carry against the Seahawks last week. Dime defense, they sent in a ton of new people to go with Harper, Hunter, Blackman, and Robinson. It is now first down and 10 for the Jets, and they go to the run. Baxter, the fullback, takes it right at Seattle and gets close to the 25-yard line where Eric Hayes and Cortez Kennedy stopped him.
Don, you mentioned that this Seahawk defense very difficult to run against, and the reason, those two guys who assisted on the tackle. Eric Hayes at close to 300, Cortez Kennedy at close to 300, very aggressive at the line of scrimmage, big guys but very noble. And Kennedy is one of those guys who always seems to know where the ball is.
You mentioned Bill Cloak to the ground, 296 pounds. They list him as 6'1". He might not be that. Handoff to Blair Thomas. With those great cutting moves, Thomas spins off and spins ahead. And on a 2nd down and 6 play, Blair Thomas is ahead 10 yards and a Jet first down.
That's a 9-yard carry by Blair Thomas. Very patient runner. Waits for his blockers up front to just get a little move somewhere, and then again, Rufus Porter, 97, hits Blair Thomas. He picks up an additional 4 yards. That's Chuck Knox's grading system for a running back, and he thinks Blair Thomas is one of the best.
The 2nd all-time leading rusher at Penn State, a former Seattle great, Kurt Warner's number 1. Bill Paterno calls Blair Thomas the best back he ever had. Downfield throw. As O'Brien airs it out, running the fly was Rob Moore, and you see O'Brien was laid out by big Jacob Green, number 79.
O'Brien has been laid out by everybody in the NFL.
He's taking some hits.
And this guy, Jacob Green, a good speed rusher to the outside. That's a big matchup for the Jets. It's one that they frankly should win. Jacob has been around the game for an awful long time, and he likes to rush to the outside.
Now it is 2nd down and 10 for the Jets. Lone wide receiver, power set right, and they go to Blair Thomas. He cuts inside and gets to the 38-yard line, a gain of 4. We'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching the Browns and the Patriots. Cleveland a winner for the first time under its new coach Bill Belichick today, winning 20-0 at Foxborough. We're at the Kingdom in Seattle, where the Jets, after taking the opening kickoff, have now advanced the ball out to their 39-yard line. 3rd down comes up now for the Jets, and they need 6. O'Brien stands in. Tip ball is tipped. It's picked off and taken back to the 35-yard line by Robert Blackman, the strong safety. Cortez Kennedy and Eric Hayes put the heat on O'Brien, and then somebody tipped the ball, and it was a room service interception for Blackman.
And one of the things that the Jets want Ken O'Brien to do is set and throw. He does, and Kennedy tips the ball. It looks like Al Toon was the intended receiver, but Rob Moore was the intended receiver, but you're right. I mean, the defensive backfield coach doesn't throw it that good in practice to Blackman, and he does make the interception.
Now Jeff Kemp starts on offense. No score opening quarter. Seattle's first possession. Derek Fenner runs down to the 32-yard line. Gain of 3 yards on the play. Mo Lewis, the outside backer on the left side, the rookie from Georgia, made the stop for the Jets. Offensive line, Heck, a top pass blocker. Bailey, Fiesel, Millard, a great run blocker, and Hitchcock starts at right tackle for the injured Ronnie Lee. John L. Williams and Derek Fenner, the starting runners. Blades and Kane, the wideouts. Tice, the tight end. They call it their spread formation. Lewis, Clark, and Paul Scanzi will come in to join Blades and Kane as wideouts. 2nd down and 7. Kemp to Williams, straight ahead. Coming up to make the play was outside backer Joe Kelly, number 58 for the Jets. Jets a young defense, a lot of speed in their front seven, more than they've had in recent years. Washington, Mercereau, Dennis Bird, who might be their best front lineman, and Jeff Lageman across the front. Lewis has come on very well, a 3rd-round pick out of Georgia. Kyle Clifton's been terrific, if unheralded, for the Jets over the years. In his 8th season, he was their #1 tackler, was the #1 tackler in the NFL. In their dime defense, they put a ton of new defensive backs in to join stars Joel Hasty and Lonnie Young. Washington, Odegaard, Brim, and Kors come in. Extra DBs in now as it's 3rd down. Jeff Kemp from the shotgun needs 5. Throwing a catch. Good for, we'll see where the ball is marked. The veteran Paul Scanzi, number 82 from the University of Washington, is going to be spotted just short of the 1st down.
Just 4 yards on the reception. Scanzi should know better than that. They try to run a pick. There's 82 Scanzi going back in motion. The outside receiver tries to pick the defensive back, but an excellent job of coverage. I believe that's Washington, 48 on the tackle. Or is it Mike Brim? Excuse me, Mike Brim, 43. Kemp looked good there, setting up. Good pressure from New York, but he makes his first completion, and they're going for it on 4th down.
Lageman knocked him down just as he released the ball. 4th and less than a yard. Power set. Fenner. Did he get there? Jets shoot the gap nicely, and the Jets might have stopped this 4th down try. Could be a big turning point early in the game. Lageman's running off the field, so sure is he that the runner was stopped short.
It all depends on the spot, that's for sure. This defense now, the New York Jets under Pete Carroll, a very, very aggressive defense. They play one gap, which is they're not responsible for the man in front of them, just his either inside or outside gap. That allows the defensive line to get further up the field. And they stop him. Goodness, ground chuck. Can't convert a 4th down in about 1.5.
They had problems running last week against New Orleans, had only 40 yards rushing.
Well, they blamed it on New Orleans, considering that New Orleans is an excellent rush defense. But with just 1 rushing 1st down last week against New Orleans and not converting this 4th down to 1st down, Boy, it's got to make people worry. Mercereau right there fought off the block and was there to make the tackle.
So Knox sends his Seahawks on a 4th down try early, and they can't make a yard. And the Jets take over the ball for the 2nd time in the game. No score in the 1st quarter. O'Brien on a delay hands off to Freeman McNeil as he weaves ahead at the Seattle defenders and gets to the 32-yard line. Freeman McNeil, the longtime veteran out of UCLA, gets ahead for 6 yards.
As we look up front, you will constantly all day watch those 2 defensive tackles. 78 Hayes handled very well by the road grader. They like this young man. This Dwayne White, number 67, 300+ pounds. They think he can push anybody in the NFL off the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, a long 4 now. So O'Brien on a called rollout. Pump fakes, releases the ball to a tight end, Chris Dressel. And he's ahead to the 35-yard line, a yard short of a 1st down. So the Jets, Trump, showing a lot of diversity in their offense early in the game. There's the road grader, number 67. He's across from a 300-pounder, Eric Hayes.
Yeah, Eric Hayes is going off. It looked like he sprained his ankle. The only thing that'll keep this kid from being a Pro Bowler for the rest of his career is that dinner table. If he can keep his weight around 310, he is going to be an awesome offensive guard. But he's got to fight that weight. That's Eric Hayes to the sideline.
3rd down and a yard now for the Jets. Play fake by O'Brien, and the rifle throw good for a 1st down. Brilliant execution by the Jets as they look to open it up early. On a 3rd and 1, the whole Seattle front 7 looking run. A fine play fake by O'Brien, and then still with pop on his fastball, he delivers it to Rob Moore for 17 yards.
That is an excellent feature of the Bruce Coslett offense. He loves that play action fake. Of course, you got to be able to run it to hold those linebackers at the line of scrimmage, but there was no one between Ken O'Brien and Rob Moore for that 17-yard reception.
O'Brien said getting the ball to Moore early is a key for us. When you get it to him early, he keeps going, and he just got it to him for 17 in the 1st down. Tip ball again. Remember, the last tip ball resulted in a Seattle interception. Jeff Bryant, number 77, got a hand on it. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Jets at the Seattle 48-yard line.
Jeff Bryant, a replacement for Tony Woods, who's out with a bad knee. You'll see him on the right, comes to the outside, gets that mid up. Actually, was that Jeff Bryant that hit it, or was it Cortez Kennedy again? Looked like more than one hand hit that ball.
Al Toon had his best career day against the Seahawks in '87. About 195 yards worth of passes as Baxter runs hard. Jets get some good blocking from their left side. Criswell, the left tackle, Cadigan and Sweeney. And hard-running Brad Baxter, a free agent from Alabama State, gets ahead for good yardage inside the Seattle 45-yard line.
You know, this kid's turned out to be an excellent lead blocker for Blair Thomas, and when he was in college, he was the feature back. Didn't block for anybody. They gave him the ball all day long, so he's been a pleasant surprise for the New York Jets, and a very big kid back there.
3rd down. Jets need 6 as O'Brien sets it midfield in the shotgun. Handoff. And the Seahawks shut it down. Jacob Green, number 79, read it all the way, and Cortez Kennedy, 96, assisted him. So the Jets come up short on a 3rd down try.
Donna, in the nickel package, watch from behind the defensive line of scrimmage here. There are no linebackers. There are 7 defensive backs in the ball game, but Kennedy, again, knows where that ball is going, is there along with Jacob Green to assist on the tackle for little or no gain.
Now Aguiar, the Jet punter, who came to them from Barcelona, the World League of American Football, out of Utah State. It's a high punt downfield. Chris Warren is there to field it.
Oh, catch the ball.
Jeff Hopp, and they down it inside the 10-yard line.
Gee, Burkett could have turned around and caught that ball and would have been dead at the 4.
So a good break for the Jets, a tough one for the Hawks, a 35-yard punt. No return as Burkett comes off the field. Week number 2 in the NFL, and there's been some first-time winners. Jim Kelly throwing for 6 touchdown passes so far, leading Buffalo over Pittsburgh, not final yet. The Rams upset the Giants. Phoenix, a victor over the Eagles at Philadelphia. The Bears hold on to win at Tampa Bay. Miami defeated Indianapolis. New Orleans upset Kansas City. Minnesota, a 1-point winner over Atlanta. Cleveland, a first-time winner under Belichick. San Diego up on San Francisco in the first quarter. Chargers a big underdog as now we go to live play. And here's John L. Williams, and the Jets are there to get him. Williams runs, and middle linebacker Kyle Clifton, number 59, comes across.
Interesting, in talking to Kyle Clifton last night, he likes this four-man front, obviously, because he's protected by those defensive linemen. Watch him come left-hand side of the screen, 59. Terrific pursuit angle. John L. Williams realizes that he has no place to go. He loses 3 yards in this running game of the Seattle Seahawks, which is the benchmark for the Seattle Seahawks, not working to this point in the game. They don't want to put a lot of pressure on Jeff Kemp to throw it. They may have to.
Kemp sets up under his center now on 2nd and 13. Out pattern. He's got a man. Catching the ball is Tommy Kane, who is a standout at Syracuse, and he's ahead for a gain of about 12 yards, just short of a first down. The left side cornerback Stargell, who has been a target for opposing quarterbacks, was defending a gain of 12, bring up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, Stargell is he's a target because the other corner, Hasty, apparently one of the best coverage guys man-to-man you can find in the league. So why not go to the other side?
Stargell was beaten last week by Lawrence Dawsey of Tampa Bay in a 65-yard scoring play. That's right, Trump, about James Hasty. A lot of people won't even go to his side. He is now acclaimed as one of the best one-on-one covers in the NFL. He's a native of Seattle, happy to be playing here. Here's a quick ball and a good one by Jeff Kemp. He throws the fastball, and Brian Blades, who came into this game, the #1 receiver this season in the NFL, makes the catch. Blades caught 12 last week against Tampa Bay.
Excellent job for Jeff Kemp.
Or against New Orleans.
You know, you take a little bit of confidence for each play to the quarterback. It looked to me like number 48, Washington of the Jets. If he looks at the ball, he's able to put his hands out there and hit it, but it was a completion. But Chuck Knox is going to keep it short. High percentage passes, 3- and 5-step drops for Kemp until things get going here.
Seattle gets its first down. There's no score in the game. 4:40 to play in the first quarter. Fenner cutting back. Derek Fenner breaks it for 15 yards and a Seahawk first down. Lonnie Young finally got him.
Watch this lead block by 32. John L. Williams on Kyle Clifton. Middle linebacker is supposed to be there to make that tackle. John L. Williams gets Clifton on the ground, and Fenner scoots right by him for 15 quick yards.
John L. Williams has been the total offensive yardage leader for the Seahawks the past 4 years. He had 10 receptions last week against New Orleans. Williams gets the call, and the Jet defenders again very quickly to the ball, making the knockdown for a loss of a yard on the play. Seattle trying to run the ball. Trump is not working yet.
Yeah, and again, against this Jet defense, there are going to be plays where they pop through cleanly, like the last one did with Fenner carrying the ball. Because of this defense's aggressive nature, there are going to be times when the offense guesses right. And I think Jet fans have to put up with that. Pete Carroll, the defensive coordinator, is willing to put up with that. And other times you're going to stuff them for little or no gain.
Here's Kemp dropping on 2nd and 10. An out pattern to Fenner. He breaks the tackle. And Derek Fenner is across midfield and down to the Jets' 45-yard line. Derek Fenner, a 10th round draft choice out of North Carolina, who was the Seahawks' leading rusher a season ago.
They get single coverage here. Lonnie Young, 31, misses the tackle. He's the safety covering the back out of the backfield. Fenner, another one of those versatile backs. You know, Seattle basically has 4 fullbacks with Jones, with Fenner, with Chris Warren, and with John L. Williams. They got big backs who can do a lot of different things for you.
And Kemp Trump off to a good start.
4 for 4, 38 yards.
His last start was against the 49ers 3 years ago. It did not go well for him. Here he play fakes. He's looking deep. Kemp fires it out. It's picked off by James Hasty of the Jets. He's across the 40 and the 50. He has blockers as he comes inside the 35-yard line of Seattle. So the turnovers even off at 1 apiece on a pick by James Hasty. And Kemp's big start comes to a screeching halt for the moment.
Don, that ball was thrown way too late. Tommy Kane was open over the middle of the field. Kemp, watch how long he looks. You can see Kane. You should see Kane. There he is. He's open now. Why he waits to throw it, I don't know. But Hasty is back there waiting for him. Ends up being a pick and a 38-yard return for the New York Jets. Turnovers last week against Seattle, 4 of them. Really cost them a chance to win that game against New Orleans.
So the Jets now start inside the 35-yard line of the Seahawks. Here's a handoff to Baxter. Brad Baxter, who attacks tacklers, gets ahead for a good gain of almost 7 yards. Jacob Green and Terry Wooden were the stoppers.
Watch Kennedy again, 96. Sweeney, the center. Look where Kennedy is, right where the ball is. Baxter, an excellent job of cutting it back. That's one of the things that the Jets are going to have to do all day long. Cut back against those defensive tackles, Hayes and Cortez Kennedy.
They call Cortez Kennedy the Tez. Defensive line coach George Dyer says what I call him is a champion. He's the best we've ever had around here. 2nd down and 4. Turning the corner is Blair Thomas. Beats the tackler. Look at the moves as Blair Thomas weaves down to the 15-yard line. On 2nd and 4, he got about 13 yards and a Jet first down. Eugene Robinson got him.
Blair getting up a little slow. He's walking to the sideline there. I hope he didn't turn his ankle, but he's limping slightly.
This is Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at the Kingdom in Seattle. We'd like to watch those of you who've been watching the Bills defeat the Steelers 52-34. There's no score here, but the Jets are driving after an interception. Freeman McNeil turns up and takes on strong safety Robert Blackman, a hard hitter from Baylor in his 2nd year with the Seahawks. A gain of 3 yards on the play, 2nd and 7.
So far, Jets have done one thing, and that is keep this Kingdom crowd quiet. Very seldom do you come to the Kingdom and you can hear the snap count on the field. The Jets all week worked on the silent count, but the Seahawk fans yet to really get into this game.
Seahawks trying to avert the bad start of a year ago. They went 0-3, then won 6 of their last 8 to finish 9-7. McNeil loses the ball and quickly falls on it, saving possession but losing yards back to the 17-yard line. The very quick Rufus Porter, who's a 2-time Pro Bowler and outside backer, was almost on it.
This is the old counter series that the Washington Redskins ran and still run so effectively. That's totally on Freeman McNeil. O'Brien got him the ball, but it looked like Freeman was looking for a place to run. Forgot to hang on to it.
Al Toon looking over to the sideline as a play is signaled in now. This will be an interesting call, Trump.
Four wides for the Jets. 7 DBs for the Seahawks.
And now we have a timeout that signals the end of the first quarter. So when we come back to the Kingdom, the Jets will have a 3rd down and 12. At the moment, no score.